In 2006, a group of thieves performed what is considered one of the most famous and smart bank heists in the history of Argentina when they robbed the Banco Río branch in Acassuso. Welcome back to Movies Explained. Today's film is a crime action from 2020 titled, The Heist of the Century. Fernando Araujo lives a modest life as an artist and judo teacher. Nonetheless, he feels unfulfilled and believes he has yet to discover his true purpose. One evening, while heading home, he pauses for a cigarette in the pouring rain. After finishing, he tosses the butt, which gradually floats away and lands in a sewer near the Banco Río. Intrigued, he ventures into the sewer, and suddenly, an audacious idea strikes him. The next day, Fernando visits his civil engineer friend, Sebastian, and suggests the idea of robbing the bank. As Sebastian faces financial difficulties, he considers the concept but recognizes that executing the scheme would demand vehicles, equipment, and substantial funds. As a result, Fernando searches for a funder and meets another friend, Deboza. Regrettably, Deboza is also low on cash, so he directs Fernando to his criminal acquaintance, Mario. The scene shifts to Mario, skillfully breaking into an office at night and flawlessly looting money from a safe. He remains calm throughout the process, signifying that minor heists like these are child's play for him. The following day, Fernando meets Mario at a cafe and outlines his plan. The expert burglar is initially uninterested, but Fernando persuades him by stating that after this heist, he'll never need to steal again. Fernando then takes him to the same spot and lowers a measuring tape into the manhole, right outside the bank. He also guides Mario into the sewers to locate the end of the tape. After some calculations, Fernando proclaims they are 18 meters from becoming millionaires. In the next scene, Fernando, Mario, and Deboza convene to further discuss the heist. They intend to excavate a tunnel into the bank, but all rooms inside have motion sensors. However, Fernando clarifies that sensors don't detect movement but only recognize changes in temperature. As a result, he has crafted a suit from a sleeping bag to help them camouflage their body heat. The only remaining issue is that he doesn't know how to unlock the bank vault. The next day, the group opts to investigate further. Fernando photographs the bank's parking area, located behind the building, before entering with Sebastian. Sebastian pretends to open an account as Fernando snaps images of the lobby. Regrettably, he is soon detected, and security intervenes. Fernando hastily attempts to depart, but security detains him and brings him to the basement for questioning. Interestingly, this was all part of the plan. Fernando seizes this chance to closely inspect the safe deposit box room. Meanwhile, security examines all his possessions, including the camera, but find no evidence and begrudgingly release him. It is then revealed that Fernando had successfully removed the memory card from the camera. Later, Fernando and Sebastian create the bank's blueprint with photos and their recollection. Fernando devises a scheme to infiltrate the bank from a compact area. They determine the distance from the manhole to the bank by counting tire rotations while cycling. The next day, Fernando uses his geometry knowledge to determine the tunnel's required angle for access to the bank. They also discover that the money is insured, so only the bank suffers a loss. That evening, Fernando and the group enter the sewer and initiate tunnel excavation. The next day, they enlist Alberto, responsible for the escape vehicle. The team still needs a method to open 400 lockers. Initially considering a blowtorch, but realizing it would take too long, Fernando proposes examining a rented locker from another bank branch. The next day, Mario rents a safety deposit box at a different branch, observing the lock closely. Afterward, Mario and an accomplice steal a getaway van and await Alberto, who is soon approached by police. Panicking, they believe they're caught until Alberto and his wife convince the officer that they're friends of theirs. The group resumes digging the tunnel but breaks the drill in the process. Fernando brushes it off, but Mario is upset because of how much they've already invested. That night, Fernando visits his girlfriend, and while stargazing, he gets an idea. He explains to Mario that the bank's security measures can be bypassed by entering and robbing the bank during business hours and escaping through the tunnel. They'll appear as minor thieves, and police won't suspect a tunnel escape. Thrilled, Mario endorses the plan. The heist day arrives, and everyone applies glue to their fingers to conceal fingerprints. Sebastian enters the sewer, while Fernando and the others go into the bank disguised and then put on their masks. Mario and Deboza head upstairs, as Fernando and Alberto secure the ground floor, brandishing weapons and instructing everyone to lie down. A security guard alerts the police via CCTV. Fernando overhears via walkie-talkie and coerces the cashier to fill a bag with money while Alberto locks the parking gate. When the police arrive, Fernando threatens to shoot a hostage if the police decide to enter the bank. He goes back inside and informs his friends that phase 1 of their job is complete. Mario holds a woman hostage, forcing the guard in the video room to surrender. Mario confiscates the guard's gun magazine and phone before releasing him outside. Subsequently, the team deactivates every camera within the bank. Fernando proceeds to a small room and moves a cabinet aside. Simultaneously, Sebastian breaches the wall from the opposite end, entering the bank via the tunnel. Both then retrieve some equipment from their car, approach the vault, and begin assembling the machinery. It is then revealed that Sebastian had engineered a potent cannon device earlier capable of cracking the lock in a mere 7 seconds. Following this, all members synchronize their watches while Sebastian and Fernando initiate unlocking all the storage units. At the same time, police, media, and the hostages' family members amass outside the bank. The police chief converses with the security officer and learns about the circumstances inside. In another area, as Fernando and Sebastian persist in opening the storage units, they abruptly detect police ascending the rooftop. Mario receives the chief's call on the guard's confiscated phone. It is revealed that Fernando had anticipated this outcome, prompting him to train Mario in negotiation tactics. Mario addresses the chief and commands him to withdraw all personnel from the rooftop, threatening to kill the civilians. The chief complies, although he discreetly deploys 2 snipers on the building next to the bank. He proceeds to inquire about Mario's demands, to which Mario requests a conversation with the district attorney. The chief agrees to his condition and asks for an hour to arrange everything. Meanwhile, Fernando and Sebastian have successfully unlocked numerous storage units, gathering considerable cash, gold, and other valuable items. Outside, law enforcement evaluates the situation. Only 2 entry points to the bank exist, the main entrance and the parking area. However, they remain uninformed about where the hostages are being kept. They assume that the incident is merely a robbery attempt. The chief reconnects with Mario, urging him to surrender. He argues that since the robbers haven't harmed anyone, they will receive lenient punishment and pledges to find an attorney for them. Mario requests time to discuss it with his friends. Throughout this time, Fernando and Sebastian continue plundering lockers, while police stand by helplessly outside. Suddenly, an elderly hostage's phone begins ringing, revealing that today is her birthday. As Debaza takes chocolate from another hostage and gives it to her, Mario wishes her a happy birthday. Snipers observe the celebration, reporting to the captain, who is astonished. As a birthday present, Mario releases the woman, leans against a window, and informs the captain of his 15-year prison sentence, stating that he will only surrender if granted leniency. The captain tells snipers to hold fire, and Mario moves from the window, having tested their response. The DA arrives and Mario verbally attacks him, demanding his lawyer instead. When asked for his lawyer's number, Mario provides a hostages, impersonating his lawyer and buying his accomplice's time. Mario gathers the hostages on the first floor as Fernando and the others transport their haul through a tunnel. Mario turns off his phone, causing the captain to question his sincerity. Spotting the manhole, the captain realizes the robbers have another escape route. After loading loot onto boats, Fernando leaves the toy weapons in the vault, revealing that they didn't intend to harm civilians. Mario leaves the hostages on the first floor and joins Fernando. The frightened hostages call their loved ones, and the captain immediately sends his forces into the sewer and bank. Fernando and Mario erase evidence of the tunnel and board the boat. Another flashback shows Fernando's foresight regarding police discovery of the sewer. They had built a dam to raise water levels, enabling escape on a motorboat in the opposite direction. In another location, the captain discovers a small room and ultimately the tunnel entrance, which is blocked by a bomb. He quickly realizes the bomb and weapons are fake. Regrettably, the captain's knowledge comes too late, as the robbers have already vanished. Meanwhile, Fernando and his team successfully get away in their escape car and burn all the evidence. They proceed to Alberto's house, where they evenly distribute the profits. Months later, as the group is enjoying their new lavish life, Alberto's wife discovers him cheating on her, which enrages her to the extent that she informs the police, identifying him as a member of the bank robbery crew. Consequently, they are all apprehended. The film advances 7 months into the future. Fernando is released from incarceration, greeted by Mario in a luxurious car. It is then disclosed that Fernando had also prepared for the possibility of capture. He purposefully advised using fake weapons to avoid injuring anyone and obtaining lenient punishments. Fernando and his accomplices retain a substantial portion of their loot, as the bank lacks records of the valuables in the safety deposit boxes. The bank approximated the lockers held $25 million in currency and jewels, but authorities only reclaimed 1.17 million and 8 kilograms of jewelry. With no official inventory, the police couldn't build a strong case against the criminals, resulting in a mere slap on the wrist. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe for more videos.